relatively short because of my throat. If I go on too long, Paula's promised to cut it. We're all here to celebrate the marriage of Paula and of Wes. Marriage teaches us a lot. I believe marriage will teach Wes loyalty, self-restraint, control. It will develop in him a sense of fair play, and many other things that he wouldn't need if he were just stayed single. In preparing for this ceremony, I asked Paula what she was looking for in marriage. She said love, happiness, and eventually a family. I asked Wes the same. He said a high-def TV. As I look at the happy couple, I see in Paula's eyes excitement, nervousness, and love. But it's hard to imagine how Wes feels today. How does the first day of the rest of your life manifest itself? For a guy whose experience of reality is that unpleasant pause while the PlayStation loads its next game. What would a wedding be without some advice for the happy couple? Wes, the key to a long and happy marriage is to remember those two little words. Yes, dear. Paula, one of your mother-in-law's favorite sayings is this, and I quote, "If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it was and always will be yours. If it never returns, it was never yours to begin." If all it does is just sit in your house, messes up your stuff, eats your food, uses the phone, takes your money, monopolizes your television, you either married it or gave birth to it. Wes, Paula is a lovely person. She deserves a good husband. Thank God you married her before she found one. I'd like to wish both of you a happy marriage and hope you have a great honeymoon, which you'll find is that period between I do and you better. In preparing for this ceremony, I did a lot of research into the history and customs of weddings, and I'd like to share with you a little bit of what I learned. Throwing rice at a newly married couple is a very old tradition that dates back to ancient Rome and Egypt. The custom is intended to give newlyweds good luck, and most of the items thrown represent fertility and abundance. Food has always been a popular choice because it symbolizes plentiful crops. Seeds and nuts fertilize fertility because little seeds make up a big plant, an appropriate sentiment for a newly married couple. Grains, such as wheat and rice, were thrown over newlyweds in hope that the couple will be prosperous and have many children toward the land. While tossing rice became most popular in America, many countries have their own traditions. In Morocco, figs, dates, and raisins are thrown. Italians traditionally shower the newlyweds with sweets and sugar-coated nuts. An old Irish tradition has the couple being pelted with pots and pans in honor of their new domestic wife. Throwing birdseed, however, is a more modern idea. A widely circulated urban legend says that if you throw rice at your wedding, birds will eat the uncooked rice, it will expand in their stomachs, and they'll explode. There is no truth to that story, and ornithologists and bird watchers alike have thoroughly debunked the myth. Uncooked rice doesn't harm birds. In fact, they often eat it in the wild. For this wedding, the bride and groom had requested that you throw paper money in $5 and $10 denominations. The bachelor party, also known as a stag party, stag night, stag do, bowls party, bucks party, or bucks night, is a party held for a bachelor shortly before he enters marriage to make the most of his final opportunity to engage in activities a new partner might not approve of. The history of the bachelor party is thought to have originated with a bachelor's dinner that was tradition in ancient Sparta around 5 BC, where soldiers would toast each other on the eve of a friend's wedding. A bachelor party may involve activities beyond the usual party and social gathering experience. Let me quote this so I get it right. It includes drinking alcohol, gambling, going to a strip club, hiring a stripper, and in some traditions, more hazing-like tests, and pranks at the future groom's expense. In France, the bachelor party is called enterrement de vie de garçon, which literally means burial of the life as a bachelor. Now, I did see Wes the next day after his bachelor party, and he did look like he should have been buried. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a silver sixpence in her shoe. Each item in this poem represents a good luck token for the bride. If she carries all of them on her wedding day, her marriage will be happy. Something old symbolizes continuity with the bride's family and her past. Something new means optimism and hope for the bride's new life ahead. Something borrowed is usually an item from a happily married friend or family member whose good fortune in marriage is supposed to carry off to the new bride. As for the colorful item, blue has been connected to weddings for centuries. In ancient Rome, brides wore blue to symbolize love, honesty, and fidelity. Christianity has long dressed the Virgin Mary in blue, so purity was associated with the color. Before the late 19th century, blue was a popular color for wedding gowns, as evidenced in proverbs like "Marry in blue, love her be true." And finally, a silver sixpence in the bride's shoe represents wealth and financial security. It may date back to a Scottish custom of a groom putting a silver coin under his foot for good luck. Now, Paula, I don't have a silver sixpence to give you.
But I do have a dollar bill left over from West Fashion.
A dowry, or the money, goods, or estate that a woman brings to her husband in marriage is described in some of the oldest records we have, such as the Code of Hammurabi, which dates back to 1760 BC. The customs across various cultures regarding dowries are quite prescriptive, including dealing what is done with the dowry upon the deaths of the bride or groom and how the inheritance was to be administered. In Europe, the failure to provide a dowry could call off a marriage. William Shakespeare made use of this in two of his plays. Folklorists often interpret the fairy tale Cinderella as a competition between the stepmother and stepdaughter for resources, which may include the need to provide a dowry. And the custom of Christmas stockings springs from a legend of St. Nicholas, in which he threw gold in the stockings of three poor sisters, thus providing for their dowry. Now, Wes, Paula caught me before the wedding, and she thought this would be an appropriate time to present you with her dowry. You did use your employee discount for that.